So in this section, what we do is we analyze quadratics. So there are a couple of things that you're going to need to know. You're going to be looking at these parabolas, and you're going to be finding the different parts of them. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to look for the vertex. And the vertex is the bottom point that's on this parabola. There is a formula that you're going to need, and it's part of a formula is what it is. It's minus b over 2a. And what that does is if this point, we call it h and k usually in most books, but what this does is it gives you the h value. So what you're going to do then is once you find the h value, you'll plug that value back into your original equation and you'll be able to find the k value. So first of all, for finding vertex, we're going to do it using algebra. So let's see, let's find an example in the book. So this one from the book is not in quadratic format yet. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to put it in quadratic form. So when we look at this one, in order to put it in quadratic form, we're going to need to follow our order of operations, and we're going to need to square this first. And remember, this is when you used to do FOIL. So if we square that, we're going to have x squared minus 8x, and then minus 4 times minus 4 is 16. So that's this part that's inside the parentheses, and this is some of your basic algebra that you've had. And then you're going to take this negative and multiply it through. You're going to distribute it. So changes those signs. So we end up with minus x squared plus 8x minus 16 plus 3 is minus 13. And so now it is in quadratic form. And if you were to graph this, and let me just show you, I'm going to put it on the calculator so that we can go through the graphing real quick. So here's my calculator, and if we go back to what we had before, we had minus x squared plus 8x minus 13. And anything that has that square on it is going to be a parabola. So first of all, with your calculators, if you have this TI-84 plus, let's check your mode out. So if you'll go and you'll hit mode, and you'll look, your menu may look a little different depending on the operating system that you have, but you want it to be normal. You want this to be float so that you have the accurate number of decimal places. This doesn't really matter, radian or degree. You want this to be on real. All the other things are going to be okay no matter what you have it set on. And then we're going to go and we're going to graph something. We're going to hit y equals. And I happen to have something in mind, but I'm going to hit clear. And you just type what you see that you want to graph. So we would hit negative. This is the x key. So x squared plus 8x minus 13, and then we just hit graph. Now, depending on what your window looks like, your window may be different from mine. If you want to make sure that yours is in what's called the standard window, which means it goes from negative 10 to 10, you want to hit zoom and then number 6, which is standard, and that's going to put your calculator in the standard window. So I'm going to hit graph again and just let mine graph. Now this is what your parabola looks like. So what we're trying to find is this vertex right here. Now this calculator, if you were actually doing it on this calculator, you have this calc feature right here that will do different calculations on this calculator. So if we hit second trace, if this graph has a top to it, it has a maximum. If it has a bottom to it, it has a minimum. So anything that has a negative in the front of these is going to have a maximum. Anything that has a positive is going to have a minimum. So we are trying to find the maximum point. So if I go down and I hit enter, and then this left bound with the question mark means I want to go to the left of where you're looking. So you just keep hitting left, and notice that it's telling you where it is. So this is -1, which is right here, and -32, which is way down here. So I'm trying to get this to come up, and if you notice, what's happening is my numbers are moving down lower. So I need to hit this one to make it come up a little higher so I can find it, because it needs to go to the left of where you're looking. And notice there comes my cursor now, and you want to get it as close to the left of where you're looking as possible, and just hit enter. And then notice it says right bound, so you're going to go to the right of where you are, and I'm going to get just as close as I can to the right, hit enter. Then it says guess, and it's a calculator's way of saying, would you like me to give you the answer? Go just as close to it as you can and hit enter. And it says that the maximum here is 3.999993 and 3. And this calculator is making an estimate, so probably this answer is 3 for this point. So we're going to go in a minute, we're going to do the algebra. I also want to show you, if you don't have a calculator, what your options are. There is an online calculator. It is called Desmos.com, so just type in www.desmos.com. You can click Start Graphing. And then you just type in what you have there. So, and you want to make sure that you're typing the y with it, or the f of x. So I'm going to type f of x equals -x, and then this is the square, plus 8x minus 13. And notice we have a parabola here, just like we had on our calculator. And Desmos is great because if you just hover over the top, it actually gives you the answer. So it's telling me that the answer is 4-3. So that's how we would find it on our technology. Let's go back and do it using the algebra that we had. So this is what we had to begin with. Here's our formula, minus b over 2a. Works just like the quadratic formula did. So a is -1. B is 8, and C is -13. So we're going to take this 8 and put it here, so we're going to have minus 8 over 2 times -1. So minus 8 over -2 is 4, and that's what our technology told us the first point was. We're going to take that 4, we're going to plug it into the original. And we're just going to do our math. So 4 squared is 16, so this would be minus 16. 8 times 4 is 32, minus 13. 32 minus 16 is 16, minus 13 is 3. So my vertex is 4, 3. So if I ask you for the vertex and I ask you to use algebra, this is what you're doing with it.